Happy New Year, my dudes, and we are here, we are back, because not only is it the start of a new year, but we also got some giant new coming for this year, or at least for 6 months, for PSO2 New Genesis. And today, we're going to be breaking down everything from the roadmap that we just got our hands on, and going over everything we're going to see, and also what some of it could mean for the game going into 2023. But before we hop on into that, welcome back to your #1 stop for PSO2 New Genesis gameplay, how-tos, and of course, all that jazz. And of course, I do want to give a quick thank you to everybody that's supporting me over on Patreon, Twitch, and here on YouTube through the membership. But we will go more into that in a bit. But thank you, my dudes. And with that, let's jump into this and discuss everything coming to NGS this year. So to start off here, this is coming from the official PSO2 New Genesis website, and I will have a link in the description below so you can check this out for yourself or to keep updated if anything down the line change here. But nonetheless, let's jump on into that roadmap. With of course starting off, January is, well, not a lot technically happening for the game in January here, since we are just going to continue getting the Net 2 seasonal event, which is pretty much what we have seen before and not going to be much different than what we always see right now. The bigger difference here going to be is that for item we're going to be getting, I was correct by my original theories about the crystal item that you need to actually unlock the new weapon series, are going to be available to be bought from the seasonal shop coming up, I believe, in the next week or so. And I'm happy. I was correct about that. So if you are still out there farming the Gigantics or the groups of Gigantic to get your hands on the crystal, don't you worry. You can just go ahead and grab them from the seasonal shop here very, very soon. But outside of that, it's pretty much one of the meals. So let's go ahead and jump into February, because we got some exciting bit happening here. So to start off here, let's go ahead and start with the big and new for February, which is of course the brand new Origin Quest. It's not a ordinary Origin Quest, since this is a continuation of the main story that we saw in Athea, with of course picking up with the net version of the Dark Falls fight. And the thing that interesting here is some stuff might be happening with the towel that up in the sky. At least from the preview, it seemed like might be a little bit tied into that, which is a important thing as we get farther and farther on the headline stream. But nonetheless, the Origin Quest will be coming in February, and I honestly can't wait for it, because let's be on it. Dark Falls is probably the best Origin Quest, let alone like probably the best like dungeon Origin Quest way that we have seen in New Genesis as of now. And the new version looking seemingly impressive, since it does seem like it's going to have a little bit of a build up fighting normal enemy before taking on Dark Falls. So I'm excited for that. And then from there, we will be getting ourselves 2 new limited time quests that will be popping in, as well as something I am super curious about here, which is of course the special variants of enemy and exploration sector that will be limited time. And I'm not for sure what exactly that means, because usually when we see stuff like this, it's usually tied to a seasonal event, which there was none happening to my knowledge in February. And I'm kind of curious to see if it's going to be like the Wappy or the Wappy Emperor, or we're going to be seeing something like Captain, but outside of battle sector. I guess we'll have to wait and see on that one, but nonetheless, that will be coming as well for you VTuber fans out there. NIJISANJI, probably just butchered that, is of course going to be doing a collaboration with Sega, so they're going to be bringing in some talent and some VTuber from not only JP, but as well as North America, putting a whole bunch of items in the game and a whole bunch of stuff for flat ticket here. And so if you're a fan of any of the VTuber tied to that organization, you're going to be getting you a whole bunch of probably awesome stuff, hopefully. And of course, while we're talking about content creators, I'm still waiting, Sega. When are you gonna start doing stuff with the global content creators again? And then from there, let's jump into March. March seems to have a couple things here, not as much in February, but nonetheless, we will be starting our Brain seasonal event, So, one of the middle season event there, as well as 2 new types of event quests. So, I'm kind of curious to see if they're going to put out the quests at the same time, or is it going to be pretty similar to what they did with the last couple, where we have a limited time tasks or quests in that case, and then in the second half of the seasonal event getting a variant. We will have to wait and see, but hey, 2 more quests there, as well as a update to the Geometric Labs with, of course, some new link coming in. We did get a little bit of preview of it during the headline stream, so it does look like we are going to get some new wounds or variant to the quests, and also some brand new setting to make it any harder for you. So, no idea what we're going to be getting from this, if anything of importance, but nonetheless, a whole bunch of new stuff is coming to the Labyrinths. And then we start getting interesting here, because we are starting to see content coming a little bit faster here. Maybe because Sonic is done, maybe, I don't know, just the capability theory on my behalf. But nonetheless, we do have our net big expansion moving up, since originally a new expansion usually at every 6 months. Now we're looking at about 4 to 5. So that is something to look forward to here. But before we get into that, we got to talk about, of course, the brand new Quests coming in, and a second anniversary event as well, which I'm kind of curious to see what that's going to end up being. But nonetheless, the biggest thing here is, of course, Luster. Since I know there are a lot of people waiting for Luster. And if you have no idea what Luster was, it was originally a Gunblade class, so you could actually train between melee and range on the fly with the class, and probably easily one of the highest skill cap in bait PSO as well. And it finally coming into NGS. We knew that it was coming. They originally talked about it any before NGS actually came out. And we now have an official date for that, anywhere from April to May. So at least a very small window. And of course, with that come all the Gunblade weapons for bait PSO, as well as new ones. And of course, as we get into new class, we will see more than likely, we're going to be leveling from 1 to, what, 70 or whatever it is by that point. I believe the cap is 70, right? I'm pretty sure of that. But nonetheless, we will be leveling that again. And I am super curious to see what they're going to do with the class, especially as we saw with Summoner kind of getting, I wouldn't say dumbed down, but let's be honest, it was kind of dumbed down. So I'm curious to see how much of Luster going to get the same treatment, or is Luster going to be fantastic and we got no worry. I'm kind of right now leaning a little more towards, like, I'm pretty sure not going to be the same. But hey, we will see nonetheless for that. Either way, I'm excited for Luster. And from there, we're going to be getting 2 types of a second anniversary boss watch mode. So it looks like we are going to be getting a new quest here, as well as a brand new anniversary origin quest as well. So I'm kind of curious to see what this is. Who knows? Maybe there will be a origin quest that will be a callback to something from bait PSO. Maybe just, of course, like the Alio boss did with a new skin. No idea on that one, but hey, new origin quests, or is it if the enemies are weekend? I guess let me know in the comment where you fall on that one. But nonetheless, second anniversary origin quest, and then our next chapter of the story. This is actually going to be interesting because where we stand right now with NGS, not counting on what's going to happen with the Darkfall Wing 3 or the third variant of Darkfalls. We will see what's going to come of it, since originally I was in 2 camps. On one hand, being, of course, the area in the sky, being the net area. And then on the other hand, which is, well, I'm still kind of hoping, especially since I don't think the area in the sky is going to really matter after the upcoming origin quests, but we will see. But I personally, I'm in the camp of I hope the net story content is mainly going to be setting up for the one after, so what will be Chapter 6, as well as hoping Chapter 5 will just ban the game out a lot more. Don't just have us just leave the planet, allow Alio and all the other areas around it to breathe a little bit, to add content to add NPC, dungeons, so on and so on and so on. I have a whole list of stuff I want to see from the net expansion. But nonetheless, it will be coming once again in April into May. So I'm super curious because, yeah, it looks like times are changing and PSO getting content out way faster. And then when we come to June, here we go. This is one that could mean a lot or could mean nothing, which is the core NGS Ultra Evolution Update. So this is, we will see. We will see exactly what it ends up being. I know there is some people out there that hoping it will be a change to weapons and leveling and mechanic tied to your character. I don't think it's going to go that far. But nonetheless, we are going to be getting a update that seems to be changing a lot. What that lot is, we will wait and see on that one. But the thing that also coming with it that we have seen, and I'm super excited for, is a core equator bases, or also known as player housing and alliance housing. And on top of that, at least if nothing have changed, and if GWiz is anyone to go by on that from them testing that GWiz did, it very much sounds like we're going to be able to set up a neighborhood. So, you know I'm going to be all over that. I imagine it's still going to probably be bare bones in the beginning, but he'll hoping that 99% of it not locked behind premium or locked behind gadgets. We want to wait and see. But nonetheless, I am super excited for playing housing. Mainly because it literally just looked like a survival game to me. And then from there, we are going to be getting some more quest skill, which I get makes sense. Since, you know, if we're going to have a expansion and a story update the month previously, of course, we're going to be getting some brand new points. Might it be from cocoons or tower, might be new area or not. So, would make sense that, of course, we'll be getting some additional skills, as well as the level cap will be increasing from 70 to 75 as well. So, we're getting up there, we're getting 5 more level. And the 5 more level, which I'm kind of curious about that, it not actually coming in the net story content. So, what we're going to be doing for the net, you know, part of Chapter 5, is it just going to be mainly like visual novel, cutscene stuff? I don't know, but it's a little odd that level cap is not going up with the new expansion. But hey, whatever, Sega. Either way you go, it's happening a few weeks later. And of course, there you have it. There is everything that we know of that is coming to NGS from now up to January. And as you can see, it's a lot of exciting stuff. A lot of stuff that is still up in the air where they're going to go. And then not counting that the Darkfall Origin Quest being in February could like change everything as far as where we think PSO going to go. So this year is going to be exciting. And hopefully that will be the year that PSO do indeed change forever and become the game that we all know it can be. But nonetheless, that is everything going down. Once again, link in the description if you want to check out the world map for yourself again. And of course, I do want to give a giant thank you to everybody that's supporting me here on YouTube to hit that wonderful membership button by, of course, coming over to patreon.com/Maconn and get you a whole bunch of loot and any more stuff for this year, since this is going to be a year where Patreon is going to get blown out. So be sure to head on over there and support the channel for as little as $1 and help feed Luna and keep the lights on here for the channel. And of course, if you want to support and get you some emote as well, come on over to my live stream that I do pretty much every single day starting around 7:15 Central, where we, of course, not only play PSO, but we also have giant in-depth discussion about MMO, RPG, game mechanic, and sometimes Sam might shove Play-Doh in my face. Oh my god! So make sure you come on over and hit subscribe for that. So big thank you to everyone that is supporting for January. And also, I do want to give a giant shout out to, of course, 1K for supporting over on the Luna tier. Thank you, my dudes. And with that, that's going to go ahead and do it for me. And I will see you in the comments.